Today I'm going to be talking about 5 simple, yes, really easy, simple steps you can take to start your career in continuous improvement, business improvement, lean, if you will, all with zero experience. Stick around. Well, hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Over the past 5 years or so, I've been helping people start a career or either transition into a career in Lean and Six Sigma, Lean, continuous improvement, business improvement. I'm speaking the same language here when I say those sort of roles and job titles. But when I started out on this journey, my YouTube channel, I never thought that that's the direction that things would go. Certainly there's been other things I've helped folks out on, like projects and work issues they're having with maybe value stream maps or Kaizen or other things that they are struggling with. People have reached out to me through my LinkedIn account. They found me here on YouTube. They will find you, right? If you have a problem, you'll find people. And so folks have reached out to me, and it's really been an eye-opening experience to help people and to see what their struggles are. And there's a common theme that resonates among these professionals, people that are either in this field currently, in the improvement field, or folks that are transitioning or want to transition into this career. And the resonating themes are around not knowing which certification to get, if they should get a certification, which one to start out with, which organization to get the certification through. Those types of questions do resonate often, but then also there's things like, how do I get my resume tailored for this field? Hey, I'm in this field now, but my resume is not getting a lot of traction. I'm not getting anyone to look at me or interview me. What are some steps I can take to get into this field because I want to transition into this career? And I mean, these are people from, that have been in sales for years, maybe ex-military, or they even restaurants or jobs they would consider dead end, their words, not mine. They are the folks that reach out and they want to know, how can I do this? And so there are some steps. All of those folks I just mentioned I've helped, and there are some steps that you can take even if you don't have any experience in this field that can help you transition into this career. Or if you're already in this line of work, but you're in the beginning and you're not getting a lot of traction and you're not getting interviews, there's some steps I want to share with you today in this video. Now, what's going to be interesting about this is step number 5 is probably going to surprise you. So I want to make sure you stick around to step number 5 so you can hear what that is, because you're probably going to be really surprised, and it's around certifications. Now, if you do stick around that long, that'll be good, because I'm going to also share a free resource just for sticking around to the end of the video that's going to help you with your resume or your current CV, even if you don't have one already. So make sure you stick around. So the number one thing you can do right now is focus on the value that you bring. Now, hang on a second. I know you might be saying, I don't have any value. I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to explain it. Now, your CV or resume is really the first piece of content that you have to connect with the hiring manager, so you don't want to mess this up. Here are some key things to remember. First of all, you got to speak the language of the hiring manager. And people that are looking for folks like you and I that want to build our career in continuous improvement, they're looking for a few keywords like improved quality, defect reduction, cost reduced, profit increased, improved delivery, reduced cycle time, reduced lead time, improved engagement in Lean by X%, whatever that percentage is. You want to break these metrics down into a language that is speaking to the heart of the hiring manager, and that will help you get noticed faster. Now, why are these words important in percentages and metrics? Because this is the value that you're bringing. This is the value you're bringing to the table, and you want to make sure you articulate that in a way that speaks to the heart of the hiring manager, but also gets that recognition. Now, you might be thinking, Chad, I don't have any experience in the CI field, but you do. You do have experience, because everyone has done some sort of improvement. Now, the key is to bring that improvement out, like to pull it out of your experience and then articulate it in the words that make sense to the hiring manager. And you articulate that on your resume, of course, because that's what we're talking about. Now, when you do this, you want to focus on 3 key words: quality, cost, and delivery. I sort of mentioned this earlier in the previous point, but you got to focus on the quality you're bringing. What have you done to improve the quality of a product, to reduce the defects in the product? You want to focus on the cost. How are you improving cost, reducing costs? And delivery, have you reduced the time it takes to delivery? But you want to make sure you're focusing on metrics that are benefiting the business or the organization you're trying to go for. And I can tell you right now, QCD, quality, cost, delivery, these are the 3 key words. I call them golden words that hiring managers want to see. So now, if you focus on the value you bring within the resume or CV, you're going to instantly increase the value of your brand, your personal brand, and that's going to help you get interviews. So step number 2 is be specific on your story. Now, here I want you to think about like the last book you read. Within that book, there is a title, there are chapters, and then there are stories supporting the chapters. But each chapter supports the title of the book. And your resume should be similar in nature. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go pull out your resume, dust it off, bring it up, look at it, and then tell me what story resonates from your resume or CV. Would the title of your resume be someone who is a CI professional that's very direct and they know where they're going? The vision is there. They can see this is who I am. I'm a CI professional and this is where I focus my attention. Or does it get confusing from chapter to chapter, meaning from role to role, like from job role or title to job role or title? If you're switching titles, right, and it's fine to switch titles. In fact, the title doesn't even have to be anything CI related. It's the information under the title that you start tailoring the story to support the title of the book, that I am a CI professional. So for example, if your job role was, I'm a restaurant manager, great. What did you do in the story, right? In the story that's supporting the chapter, that's supporting the title of the book. What did you do in the story that improved, that makes you an improvement professional? Did you improve the quality of the food that got delivered to the table? Did you reduce the time it takes to deliver the food from the kitchen to the table? These are the things that explain who you are really outside of the actual job title. So really the job role is not that important, not nearly as important as the bullet points underneath the job title that tell the story that you're a CI professional and you know how to deliver results. So make sure you're telling your story on your resume or your CV in a consistent manner, that the only title they can come up with after reading your resume is that, yeah, this person has had different roles, but they're a CI professional, they're an improvement professional, they know the words, they know the language, and this is their story. That's the point of this step. Be very specific on your story. And tip number 3 is engage in LinkedIn. Listen, I know some of you may or may not be on LinkedIn. If you're not, get on LinkedIn. It's a very good platform to get started. You don't have to do a whole lot there. Just make sure you're on LinkedIn and you're carrying over the story from your resume to your LinkedIn account. Now, and when you're there, make sure you engage. I'm not saying you have to go and write any stories or anything. By the way, if you want to go check out my LinkedIn account, you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. But basically, you just want to like a video, like a message that resonates with you around Lean and Six Sigma or continuous improvement and business improvement. Follow folks that are in this field. The key is just get over there, get engaged, make it look professional. Okay, so we talked about connecting your story to your LinkedIn account. You definitely want to do that. So under the About section in your LinkedIn profile, don't get crazy. A lot of people stuff this thing. You don't want to do that. At least I don't. This is my opinion only, by the way, but it served me quite well, so you might want to just listen. In the About section, I just kind of go over really quickly and succinctly like what it is I'm about and a little bit of the history there. I don't want to give them the full story. I want to just intrigue them enough that they're going to want to reach out to me if I'm interested in looking for another position, which I'm not right now, by the way. The other thing is in your work history, don't write a book. Go in there and hit the highlights, and you don't have to get too crazy with this either. Again, it's tied back to the About section. It's sort of the same premise. You want to give a little bit of the story that intrigues them enough that they say, look, this person's got a lot of experience here. I want to see what they're about. Let me see their resume. So that's the point that I try to get across in my LinkedIn account. So you may want to check mine out and just see what you think about that. So we have the engagement, right? Create your account, get a little engaged, a couple of likes here and there. Make sure you have your About section tied up, buttoned up really nice, describes who you are. It ties back to your resume. 3, the work history. Don't get crazy. Don't stuff it. The next piece is really the professionalism of your account. So, a lot of folks have these banners across the top. And again, I have a banner on mine as well. But you can do this for free. You don't have to get crazy with this. Go out and find a free software and create your free banner. Make sure it all kind of ties back to who you are and the story you're trying to get across about you and your personal brand. And then make sure you have a nice professional picture. And tip number 4, if you want to transition into a continuous improvement career, is set yourself up for easy interviews. Now, the great thing about this step is that if you've done the previous steps, you've set yourself up for this step to be really easy. You've been consistent on your resume or CV. You've tied that story and been consistent on your LinkedIn account. You've summed everything up and described what you do as value, right, on your resume and your LinkedIn account. So this step's going to be really easy. You'll have a much easier time replying to interview questions when you have all of this buttoned up. And because you've gone through the process and you've updated your resume and your LinkedIn account, you know the story of who you are now, you know the metrics and how you bring value, when they ask questions, you're going to remember the bullet points. And this is your chance now to tell the end of the story, right? You've been led down this journey of your story from the resume and LinkedIn account. They've called you in, and now you're doing the interview, and now you get to tell your final story, because the bullet points that you put on your resume and on your LinkedIn account might have been just snippets about what you've delivered, but now the opportunity is tell them the final story. Yeah, in this situation, this is what happened and this is what I delivered, which is a typical response to some of these interview questions. They want to hear about what you delivered, not generalities. They want to hear a specific example of what you've done. So you have to go in, or it's going to be really easy now for you to go in, look at and think about your resume, right? And think about the bullet points and say, oh yeah, in this example, this is the situation, this is what happened, this was the conflict, and here's the resolution with the result I delivered. Bam, right? Really easy. Okay, now number 5, which I'm probably going to ruffle some feathers here, but that's okay. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I've been talking to people for over 5 years about this field, so I kind of have a good idea of what is needed. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to follow this advice at all. I'm just giving you my opinion. Take it as you will. Do not get certifications. That's step number 5. Don't get a certification right away. You don't need it. I work with people that don't have certifications. They don't have direction. They don't even have experience in this field, and they get job interviews because they've done what I've talked about in this video. So you don't need a certification right away. In fact, I would encourage you not to do it, because a lot of times it'll confuse you. There's a lot of high-level stuff that comes with the certification. And I'm not saying never get a certification. I'm not saying that at all. There's a time and place for it. And I work with people on that as well, setting up the plan for the certification. But you don't need it right away. The first thing you need to do is focus on the basics. And by the way, the basics is about 80 to 90% of what I do after 25 years. I stick to the basics because the basics work, and most organizations don't have the basics. You need to articulate the value you've already brought, speak the language of hiring managers that are hiring for CI roles, and you'll be golden. Get the certification afterwards. Like, plan to get like maybe the yellow belt, green belt, and then black belt. Or if you think you're really good, go for the green belt or black belt. And you think you're Superman, just go for the black belt. I don't think it's necessary to get those certifications. There have been people in these roles that I have encountered that didn't have a certification. They had tons of experience. They were in high roles, never got a certification, didn't need it because they knew how to deliver the value. So at the beginning of the video, if you remember, I said I was going to give you a free resource on something that's going to help you with your resume and CV. Sort of what I talked about in this video, maybe elaborate just a little bit more on it in the free resource. Before I do that, I want to talk about something I've been working on for quite some time, and it's something that I've been wanting to do, and it's directed at helping folks that want to transition into continuous improvement, business improvement, either with zero or some experience. So that's what this offer is going to be for. If you're interested in that, okay, all I want you to do is go down in the description below. There's a link, and it's basically just saying you're on the wait list. And what the wait list is basically me emailing you when it's available. I may do a couple of contact emails before then, but roughly it's going to be an email to let you know when this thing is available. And it's just for folks starting out in lean, want to transition into lean, and have zero to some experience. If you're like a professional or whatever, it's not going to be anything for you. Now, if you're someone who's in this field and you've been in this field 4, 5, 6 years and you're not getting traction on your resume, you're not transitioning into roles that you want to transition into, this course will be for you, because I'm going to really help you articulate what it is you're trying to do. All right, so that's what this offer is. If you want to get on that wait list, make sure you go down in the description below, click the link, you'll see it down there, and just get on the wait list. That's all you're doing at the moment. All right, so now that that's over, let's talk about the free resource, Kickstart Your Continuous Improvement Career. These are 5 steps you can take. It sums up some of the things I talked about in this video. It goes into some other detail as well. That's a free resource you can get right now. Just go down in the description below, click the link, you'll see it down there, and you can grab that right away. Listen, I hope you consider getting in on that wait list, because this is something that I really am passionate about. There's folks that want to get in this field and nobody is paying attention to that. And so I really want to help folks who want to get in this field, market themselves the right way, get the positions they want. Otherwise, it's going to take you years to skip the headaches and pain that I had to go through to get to where I am now. So if that's you, get on that wait list. Listen, I really appreciate all the support I'm getting on this channel. I want to get my subscriber count up, so make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. Likewise, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.